Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Are y'all ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats. The show will begin in just 2 minutes.
Begin transmission.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another Sunday show with old Bill. Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. See how everybody's doing in the chat. Y'all give me a 5x5 if the audio and video is looking great, and let me know how that's going. Let's see who all's here today. Bjorn Jorgensen, of course. Sham bollocks to you too there, Bjorn. Glad to see you. Largo in the house says greetings. Bjorn's doing a little bit of action figure surgery at the moment. We got Nolan in the house. Hey, Nolan. Good to see you. Largo, of course, is saying it's interesting working on custom figures. Gap After Dark in the house. Good to see you there, Gap. Good to see you. Nolan wishing us all a good weekend. It's been a good weekend for me. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Friday was my birthday, and I celebrated this morning with my daughter and my wife by having breakfast at the Waffle House. Bruiser Brawler in the house. Good to see you there, Bruiser. 5x5 says Largo. Great. We got good going, Nolan. Thank you there for that 5x5. Thank you for the 5x5 there, Bjorn. Appreciate it. Glad to see you all here. I've got a special guest fixing to come in. This is the first time his face has been seen on a video, so everybody get ready, because I got a good one for you today. Let's give him a little intro here. What's going on, Michael?
What's up, Bill? How are you, man?
It's the Cape Master in the house,
Yeah,
everybody.
here I am.
Cape Master.
Awesome, man.
Just got
Thanks for
to
having me
buying
on,
some
Bill.
stuff from the Cape Master, and I contacted him after I bought it, and I asked him if he would like to come on the stream with me today, and he said he'd be more than happy to, man.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Thanks for having me on, Bill, and happy birthday, man.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, all this stuff that I've done has been my birthday presents to myself. You know what I mean? Nobody buys us toy collectors what we really want. We have to buy it for ourselves.
Exactly.
I'm sure you understand that, man. So, everybody's curious how you got into this, man. So tell us how the Cape Master became the Cape Master. How Michael Marquez became the Cape Master.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So I do have a story. On how it all started. So I have a small sewing background because my wife and I we started off making vintage wedding dresses. So I kind of learned how to do a little bit of sewing from there. So that's where I got my sewing background. And there came a time where I wanted to get back into the superpowers, and I went on eBay and I started picking up the action figures. I came across a really cheap Batman, and gosh, this was probably over 10 years ago when I started this. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I got Batman. Now I need the cape. So I went back into eBay and I was searching for the capes, and forget it. I found the capes, and the original capes, and they were like $50.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my gosh, I mean, I'm going to collect all the superpowers, and I'm not going to spend $50 on each individual cape. And that was just Batman, forget about Shazam or any of the other higher priced, figures. So I said, you know what? I know where to get fabric. I know how to sew a little bit. And so that's where it started. I started making some prototypes. As a matter of fact, I still have some of my prototypes. I can grab them really quick.
Sure, man. Everybody would just love to see anything that you have to show us, man. Because I don't know if you've noticed the chat or not, but I mean, people are just absolutely going nuts here in the chat, man. And
what's
of
up,
course,
Jordan?
Grindhead Jim, the Cape Master, is the master.
Thanks,
and,
guys.
Nolan says hi to you. So
hi, Nolan.
Everybody's really excited today, man. So
yeah, you guys
want to show us, man.
Yeah, like I said, this is the first time my face has been shown, and most of you guys probably know me from Instagram. That's where I pretty much put most of my content on Facebook as well. And I barely recently started doing YouTube, but I've never shown my face. So this is the first time. I'm a bearded man.
You guys, that's a good point. You guys, if you look in the description for this video today, I've got links to all the Cape Master stuff. I've got his website, YouTube channel, and Instagram. So go and subscribe to this guy on YouTube. Give him some love. Like all of his videos. Watch every minute of the videos that he has up to give him some time. And just give him all the love that you possibly can, guys, because he is the man, and we want to see him succeed on YouTube as well.
Yeah, let me grab that box really quick. It's only going to
sure. Go right ahead. And so, what do you guys think, man? I got the Cape Master on the show. So, if you guys got questions for the Cape Master, put them in the comments of the chat box. And let the Cape Master see what you all think about his work. Any questions that you have, anything that you need to know about how Cape Master operates, and we'll get to it right here on the channel while he's going to get some cool stuff to show us. It's exciting today.
Okay, so this is the original. This is the original prototype. So I don't know, man. Maybe if I get big one day, and this will be like the original prototype that I made.
Maybe worth a lot of money, right? Yeah.
Maybe you never know. So
well, the question I've always had. Now I understand and I know why, but the little clips that hold them on that you make, they're not exactly like what comes on the superpowers. How did you come about making those little clips, and where do you get them from?
Well, basically, what it is they're metal bendable clips. It's just a piece of metal that I adjust. I clip down to put around the neck. And the good thing about my clips is that they don't break like the original plastic.
Right.
So
Right.
you can sometimes, sometimes I'll send the capes and maybe they'll be a little bit too loose on the figure. And sometimes customers say, hey, you know what, the neck is too loose. And I say, well, you know what, go ahead and just pinch it, because it's a metal clip, so you can adjust it around the neck.
Right.
And then they say, oh, okay, I figured it out. So yeah,
Good deal.
that's the plus about my clips.
Barnhead Jim says Michael is directly responsible for me hopping into the Superpowers collection as hardcore as I did because he made it possible.
Awesome, man. Hey, man, I'm happy to hear that, brother.
The Cape Masters helped save the Superpowers line. Great guest, Bill.
Oh,
you did
man.
good, Bill, says
I'm
Jim
humbled.
Largo.
I'm humbled, man.
Barnhead Jim says, as far as we're concerned, Michael is a celebrity around these parts. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh,
you
I'm
don't
humbled.
just do Superpowers, though, do you, Cape Master? Tell us some of the other lines that you're doing fabrics for.
Okay, so I do Superpowers. I made some capes for Secret Wars. So, for example, like Magneto and Kang and Doctor Doom, they didn't come with capes, so I made capes for them. I do capes for Star Wars. I do capes for Black Star. What else do I do? Cape? I mean, anything that needs a soft good cape, I make.
Well,
I made.
Are you familiar with the Warlords toy line that Remco did? I know you do a reproduction Remco Warlord vinyl cape, right?
Yes, I do.
I own I own that particular vinyl cape, but I ended up using a piece of felt to make my cape because it looked a little better on the figure. I don't know if you can see him back here in the background. Let me turn the toy cam on real quick and let you take a look back there. But way back there in the back behind Ninjor, you'll see Warlord.
Oh yes, I see him. Oh, so you put a felt cape on him, huh?
Yeah, I put a felt cape on him, and I use a Sharpie marker to make the little print on it.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, anyway, here's another prototype. This was a prototype of my Shazam. This was the first Shazam cape that I made, and it's horrible,
Right.
but it's my prototype. So,
well, I got a question for you. I've noticed, like when you put the S on the Superman cape, or the design on the front of Ninjor, or even the little flowers that's down Captain Marvel's cape.
mm-hmm.
Are you using some kind of a screen print? Are you using iron-on transfer or something?
Well, for the Shazam, and for Red Tornado, those are painted, so I hand paint those.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I do. I hand paint those, and then for the logos like the Ninjor, that's my secret. It's pretty easy to figure out. Yeah, you can do the screen prints. I've done it both: screen prints, iron-ons. Whatever works, whatever I can figure out. But they're not stickers, so they're not going to come off.
So the question that a lot of folks in the chat have got or I have wondered myself is this your day job? Do you have another job that you do, or how does the Cape Master make his funds?
Yeah, so this is pretty much my full-time job. I'm selling capes, selling action figures, vintage toys. Then my wife and I, we also have a wedding dress business where we make vintage wedding dresses. So, I work on that too. So my wife takes care of that aspect of it, but I'm in charge of customer service with the wedding dresses. So, combined with my wife's wedding dress company and mine, that's how we make our money.
Do you make wedding dresses for action figures?
No. I have made one wedding dress for somebody before. It wasn't a wedding dress. It was, I don't know if you guys know who Josh Izzo is. He's a guy that's everybody knows him on Instagram. And he's part of he made like an Avatar Lego line right now. He's in the middle of doing that. But I made him a specific dress It was kind of like a wedding dress, but it was for like a Dungeons and Dragons figure, something like
Okay.
that. But yeah, I pretty much try to stay with the capes.
We got a question here from Largo. He wants to know, and he says the Cape Master capes I've purchased so far are fantastic. Have you experimented with other materials such as faux fur, chain link for fantasy cloaks?
I have done faux fur before. There was a specific customer who wanted a King Grayskull cape, so I made him a red cape, and then I added some faux fur around the neck. I have done chains before, so I do make those upon request. So if
So
people want,
you do requests, okay?
yes, I do commission.
Well, I'm not doing a request, but I'm asking a question. Now, like I said, I know that you do the cape for the warlord. Have you done like the little outfit that Makiste wears?
You know what? I kind of did one in the past, but the fabric for that or the material for that is really hard to come by. So
Okay.
that's something that I need to find. And if I do run across, the fabric, or because it's vinyl, right? It's a specific vinyl.
And then
Um,
the other one I was going to ask is Mikola has an outfit that he wears. Now, I will put this out there, Cape Master. You know that although those figures were made with vinyl, and I know a lot of collectors want their figures to look exactly like they did in the day, there are those of us who are customizers.
right.
And hold on just a second. We got the Epic Badgers in the house. Good to see you, Jesse. And Adam from Radical Toys just popped in. Good to see you, Adam. But yeah, some of us would prefer to have those outfits like in like for instance Makiste's outfit. I would love to see that in like a gold material.
A gold material. Yeah, like a fabric,
Yeah,
gold
like a fabric. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that would be pretty cool if I were to go about making a Makiste figure. And I probably will be in the future because I know that my buddy Lee over at Lee Customs is going to be making a Makiste head here pretty soon that will fit on Origins figure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would have to come across like a gold fabric. You know what? I think I do have a gold fabric. It's kind of like a lame fabric
Right.
that I use to make. I make a specific cape for my Doctor Doom. So my here he is right here. No,
Oh
not
yeah,
Doctor Doom, Doctor Fate.
Dr.
So,
Fate. Yeah.
yeah. I make a gold one with the lame fabric for him. So I don't
That
have one with me right now.
that's a cool figure there, by the way. So if you guys don't know, Cape Master is a toy collector just like we are, and probably has a vast toy collection.
You know what? You'd be surprised, but I actually don't. I did at one
Wow.
point. Yeah. You know what? It was so hard to keep myself from, because you know what? I always find cool stuff. So what I'll do is I'll keep the stuff for about a week or two, and I'll put it on my shelf, and I'm like, okay, cool. I've had my fill of it. I've looked at it. I'm happy with it, and then I'll sell it. But it was really hard for me to detach from all my toys. I've sold a lot of my toys, and but I'm always toy hunting. But yeah, believe it or not, I don't have a lot of stuff.
Bjorn Jorgensen's asking, does he make capes for all sorts of figures, and can I special order one?
Bjorn, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can reach me at my Instagram, the Cape Master. That's where I answer my questions the fastest. So send me a quick DM, and we can get something started for you.
Now I know for a fact that Cape Master makes a cloth cape replacement for Scareglow vintage. I bet
Yeah,
that would also fit on an Origins figure as well. So
it does.
if you want to replace that piece of rubber that comes with Origin Scareglow, Cape Master's the man to go to. And King Randor's out, and I'm going to be featuring an opening of Randor here shortly.
Okay.
That Randor cape, I bet you make a cape like that as well. Do you not? A cloth cape?
I do. Yeah, I do. I do make a Randor cape for the original King Randor from the 80s, and that actual cape will also fit the Origins.
I figured it would.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Cape Master's the man to go to. If you've got a cloth good item that you want for a figure and he doesn't offer it on his website, contact him through Instagram or Facebook and talk with him, and he'll make you a deal, man, and work out something
For
with
sure.
you, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah,
That's
you know
cool.
what? I just want to thank everybody that has bought from me. It really means a lot to me because, like I said, this is how I make my living. Hey, what's up? I can see the comments. So yeah, I really appreciate everything that you know, all of the supporters that are my repeat customers. It's really means a lot. I'm really humbled. I'm thank you for inviting me. I'm really humbled. I just do it from the bottom of my heart.
Know you've done some wire support capes in the past for commission. Is there any way to do those in superpower scale? That long Batman cape you make with some bendy wire would be sick.
Yes, I do. I actually do make wired capes. Those I have available. I don't have them on my website, but I do have them available on my eBay store. I need to transfer them over to my website. But
Mhm.
yeah, I do have some wired capes. I have them for. I have a wired cape for a Spawn figure for Batman in different colors, and I have one for Superman as well. So I do make wired capes as well.
And that answers your question, Adam. And Jim Largo says he needs a custom cape to turn Randor into the Burger King.
Yeah,
And
man.
Bjorn says he's definitely going to be reaching out. He's got some ideas. And Will McLaughlin over at Wilhelm Toy and Hobby is laughing about Burger King. So yeah, like I said, guys, the Cape Master's the man. So Cape Master, the fabric that you use for your superpowers capes, how did you find that?
Well, I have a vendor that I go to that that provides the fabric for me. So I was lucky enough to find this vendor, and anytime I need anything, anytime I need to restock my stuff, I always go to him, and he provides the fabric for me.
Well, it's kind of interesting, and it brings me to another question. So you're a full time Cape Master now, but you didn't
Yeah.
used to be. So what happened?
Well, before what I used to work at, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Vaughn's. That's a grocery store here in California. So I used to, or it's Safeway. I don't know if you guys have
Yeah,
Safeways
yeah,
over
I remember Safeway.
there. Yeah. So I used to work for Safeway for 18 years, and then I ended up quitting that job, and I started doing selling vintage clothing with my wife full time. So we did vintage clothing for a long time, and then we transferred over to the wedding dresses. So we started doing that. We started doing the wedding dresses, as our full time job.
Mhm.
And then, like I said, when I got into making capes for my action figures, it was just a hobby. I just did it for myself. I didn't do it to resell. And once I saw that they started to come out pretty good, then I said, well, you know what? I'll just offer it. I'll put it on my Instagram. I'll put it on um, on eBay and see how it goes. And that's where it all started. As a matter of fact, when I first started selling on eBay, there was somebody else that used to sell some superpower capes. They had Batman and Superman. I don't remember who else they had, but they used to sell this cape super expensive. They were $20 to $25 a cape, and I think I ran them out of business because, because usually my capes I sell them for $10. That's my standard price. Some are a little bit more than 10, but yeah, that's my standard price.
And it's reasonable. It's reasonable because that's a little bit of delicate work. Are you the sewer or is your wife the sewer?
No, I do it myself. I'm the sewer. I'm the one that sews all the capes. I do, I have my own patterns, so I do all the cutting, and then I do all the sewing. Yeah, I'm a one man army right now.
And,
It's
and and that brings up a good point. When we were in the green room earlier before the show started, Cape Master was telling me that when these McFarlane Superpowers figures came out with the horrible capes with the holes in them, he was inundated with people wanting capes. Even I was one of the first ones, probably that kind of, oh man, I need capes for my figures. So what happened, man? Did you kind of get swamped with orders there for a minute?
Oh gosh, yes. I'm not out of the woods yet. I'm almost caught up. So once again, my friend Josh Izzo, the guy that I mentioned earlier from Instagram, he kind of got the scoop that the because he actually knows Todd McFarlane. So he got the scoop. He said, "You know what, Mike? There's going to be a reissue of the superpowers, and I saw that the capes are really really bad. So just get ready. You know, he warned me. He said, get ready and start preparing. So I didn't believe him. I'm like, oh, okay, the capes aren't going to be that bad. And yeah, lo and
Yeah, they
behold,
were.
when they popped up, I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I took advantage and I started offering the cape. So here's Batman
Uh-huh.
with you know with my cape. So but yeah, I was swamped with work. And like I said, I'm almost out of the woods. And as soon as I'm done with all my orders, then I'm going to promote again. So maybe I can, grasp on some new customers out there.
That's good, man. That's good. My most recent order from you was a replacement cape for Toy Biz Robin,
Oh, okay.
and the Batman animated series Robin actually didn't come with a cape. It came with a glider, and
Oh,
so I
right.
needed a cape for him. So I got the black with yellow inside cape that you make. And I also bought a long cape for my vintage Superpower Superman, and I got the Ninja hood because, as we all know, and I'm going to turn the toy cam on here real quick, and let's get over here and toy cam. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this overlay off, and I'm going to embiggen that so that we can see what's going on there. The head that came on Ninjor was this head here.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
original Ninjor had a removable hood, and we could see his face.
Mm-hmm.
So Lee Customs actually makes a Ninjor head, which I have here, and I'll pull down this little thing here. You can see he's got a head underneath there.
That's cool.
And I bought the head, and I had the Ninjor figure here waiting for the head. And I thought to myself, I bet you that the Cape Master makes some sort of reproduction hood for Ninjor. So I got on his eBay store and I found that hoodie that you sell. So I went ahead and picked that up. So I thought
Cool.
that was great that you had that offered there. So that was great, and I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, and like we were saying earlier, my capes, I always try to make them a little bit different than the originals. So the Ninja one that I have is kind of like a T-shirt where you just put it over his head. Yeah, you have to remove one of the arms so that you can fit it in. It doesn't have like the tie on the back like the original.
Lack Sivrak in the house. Good to see you, Lack, my man.
What's up, man?
Largo, Cape Master came to the rescue on those Superpowers McFarlane figures. And Largo's got a question, and this is a good one. McFarlane's Batman 66 needs the Cape Master treatment as well because it's the same shitty, shoddy material on those Batman 66 figures that he does.
Yeah, people have requested that I need to get my hands on one of those figures so that so I can make that cape. Yeah, people have.
I'll tell you what, guys, Largo, if you want, I know you're in Guatemala, but if you want that cape made and you have a Batman 66 figure that you can send to Cape Master, send that off to him. I bet you when he makes your cape for you, he'll send that figure back.
For sure, for sure.
And Wilhelm Toy and Hobby says Cape Master also posts a lot of cool toy finds on Instagram for sale. Are those from your collection or are they from toy hunts in your area? He wants to know.
Yes, they're actually from toy hunts. So I try to toy hunt 3 times a week. I like to go to estate sales, yard sales, and then to flea markets. I go to a flea market every Sunday, and that's where I find most of my stuff. But yeah, I do. That's part of part of my weekly work is selling those vintage figures.
Ha! Lack wants to know, when will someone make a General KL so Mike can make him a badass cape?
I'm not familiar with that character. Who is that?
Let him know who that is, Lack, because Lack's a big Star Wars fan, by the way. That's why his name is Lack Sivrak.
Oh,
yeah, and so it's been good to have you here, Cape Master. So your wife does the wedding dress business, and then you do action figure soft goods as well. But you don't do a lot of collecting like you used to because you stay too busy. Is that what it is?
you know what? I try not to get attached. So I just anytime I find stuff, I just see a dollar sign, and I'm a flipper. I'm a flipper now. I'm not a collector anymore. So
okay.
yeah.
We'll ask. I need some capes for Spin Master 4-inch figures. Do the Superpowers ones work for 4-inch figures, or do you make specific ones for them?
Yeah, they should, but I can make them a little bit smaller, just so that they're not overwhelming. I have seen some people buy my Superpowers capes and they put it on those, but I can actually make them just a little bit smaller so they don't look too oversized. But I have made them in the past.
Oh, so General KL is from Willow.
Oh, okay.
Bad guy from Willow.
Okay. I got to look that up.
Wilhelm wants to know with the skull helm. Okay.
Okay.
And right here, Jim says that they will scale, but like you said, if they're the 4-inch figures are a little bit smaller than the 5-inch Superpower figures.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they're not 5-inch. They're what 1/18 scale, but or 1/16, I believe. But anyway, they're a little larger than 3 1/4 inch. So it's kind of, but when you start getting small like that, things that you think are too big sometimes do scale. So
that's true.
It's a your mileage may vary type thing. And like I said, and like Kate Master said before, he does do custom work if you want him to custom. Now, there's a nominal fee involved with custom work, people. Y'all remember that now.
Yeah, I don't go too overboard, like if it's something, because a lot of times I can tweak my patterns. So if it's not too much out of the way, I keep it at the same price, that $10, or maybe I'll add like $2. So if it's something extravagant, like something that's painted and double-sided, then if I know it's going to take me a little bit of work, then I'll charge just a little bit more. But I really don't charge that much. I think the highest cape that I sell are my wired capes. On eBay, I have them for $25. But for my Instagram customers, I sell them for $20. So that's the highest I get.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like I said, all of this work is custom work. Michael, tell me how many people are helping you make those capes.
Nobody. I do it all by myself.
This is a one-man show, chief, cook, and bottle washer. So you have to realize that when you put a custom order in, there's only one man making that stuff.
Yeah. And you know what? And I want to give thanks to the people that have ordered the McFarlane replacement capes. I got really backed up. I even got backed up as 3 weeks. So I really appreciate everybody's patience on that. I'm almost out of the woods, like I said, but I thank everybody for having patience with me.
Well, I've said this before on the show. When you're dealing with people that are doing custom work, you have to understand these types of things.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we've all been burned by customizers in the past, and so far the Cape Master's been right on par. But there are those in the past who have gotten themselves so swamped that they disappeared. Please don't ever do that to us, Cape Master.
No. I won't. You know what? Like if for some reason any of your guys' orders are backed up and you're just wondering where they are, just send me a message and I respond right away. You know, sometimes if I'm a little bit busy, it'll take me a couple of hours to reply. But no, anytime I get a message from somebody that needs something, I'll write down a note on my emergency list. I'm like, okay, I got to get this person's cape out. So yeah, you guys just reach out to me, and I'll do my very best to get that stuff out to you as soon as possible.
I'm not too concerned about my viewers here in the chat and my normal people, but those of you who may be watching that aren't yet subscribed, please do subscribe if you see that button red down there. But if you're going to contact the Cape Master about an issue, please be civil. There's no need to be ugly to a man who's working very hard to make you things like this, and he's working by himself. So be civil, ask your question, and patiently wait for his answer. And if the answer is you're going to have to wait a couple of weeks, wait your couple of weeks and get your item. Because, like I said, this is a one-man show over here, and he's doing something that nobody else is doing right now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you know what? Everybody on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, everybody's really cool. Nobody's giving me a hard time. The only time I've had somebody give me a hard time is the eBay customers. For some reason, they're fierce. They're really, really delicate. So,
Yeah, I've experienced that in the past. Is one of the reasons why the only thing I do is buy on the Evil Bay, the big auction site, and I call it Evil Bay for a reason.
right, yeah.
And everybody here understands that. If you don't, it's because it's an evil place. Every time I go over there, I spend money I don't have for things I don't need, and far too much money. And then this month has been really especially bad on me because I've been a naughty boy because it was my birthday coming up, and I bought all kinds of custom fodder. I bought a whole sack full of arms and legs from the chop shop, and I don't know if you know who the chop shop is there, Michael, but if you want some arms and legs for your Origins He-Man figures and you don't want to have to go buy a whole figure, this guy chops his figures up. He basically rips them apart, and he sells the waist and the torsos and the arms and everything like that.
Yeah, I think I've heard of him.
I just heard a little ding. Epic Badger just subscribed. Thank you, Epic Badger. I appreciate you subscribing like that, man. Appreciate that.
Awesome.
And Lack says, one of a kind. Wilhelm Toy and Hobby says, this is an awesome interview. Thanks, Bill, for hosting Michael, an amazing maker and a great addition to the toy community. Actually, Michael has been around a while. I remember when he first showed up on Facebook and first started talking about making capes for his action figures. And I don't know I forget how long ago was that, Michael? Can you remember?
Got on Facebook. I mean, it must have been over 5 years ago for sure.
5 years ago. I was there. I was a member of one of the Superpowers groups, and then suddenly the members of the group were like, "Hey, we need capes for our figures. Who's making capes? This guy's making cool capes," and that kind of got off from there, I believe.
Yeah. I've been making capes for.
Oh, wait. John Paul Revere in the house. Ancient Order of Men. Great show, guys. Just sub to Michael's channel and Grindhead Jim as well. Thank you, John Paul Revere.
Thanks,
John
man.
Paul over Ancient Order of Men and took the weekend off to kind of get things right. I hope that happened good for you there, John Paul. I'm glad you stopped by today. Jim Salzberg just hopped in the house. Hey, Jim, good to see you, man. Rolando Flores in the house. JPR is in the house. Yeah, welcoming him. So it's good to see you guys showing up. Yeah, JPR, cool. It's good to have JPR come by and see me today. And like I said, I hope you're doing well there, JPR. I hope you had a good rest. JPR has gone for, I believe, a little over 16 weeks straight doing one of the most awesome live streams on Saturday night. As a matter of fact, a week before last, he did a 5-hour epic stream with all kinds of music and comedy. And he had to take one break to get everything kind of situated in his life, and I'm kind of glad to see that happened. So, anyway, back to what we were talking about. Yeah, everything just kind of popped off there for you, Michael, and you became the man to go to get soft goods for superpowers, and it kind of branched out from there. So,
Yeah.
how did you get into other figure lines past the superpowers?
The same thing. I would come across. Well, I ended up getting, finding some vinyl. So I did vinyl for Darth Vader, for Obi-Wan Kenobi, Princess Leia. Um,
Well, that brings
you
up a
know,
good question. Now, when you make those reproduction things for the Star Wars, how does the Star Wars community in general react to that?
you know what they hate it. I get a lot of backlash. So I don't promote I don't promote any of the exact reproduction. So like the vinyl stuff, I won't promote it in the groups, in the Star Wars groups, because they'll immediately remove the post. So what I'll do is, for example, I have a Lando Calrissian, from Bespin, the Bespin Lando. So I
Mhm,
made a double-sided cape for him where the outside is blue and then the inside is either yellow or orange. I make those two,
mhm.
and I'll put that in the group, and they're reluctant, but they can't remove the post because it's not original. They've never made that cape, so I have a way to wiggle my way in there, to get people to follow me.
Well,
That
one of the ways to get around things like that is to join the custom groups, and you know
Yeah,
this as well. I'm just talking to people out there in general. You join those custom groups, and you go, look, check out my custom figure, and then what you'll get guys that go, where'd you get that from? How can I get one? And then
yeah,
it's, oh, I make that and such price. You can have one too, and that way you're not actually selling anything through that group, but you're getting business by showing off your custom figures. And
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and you know what's funny though is the Star Wars community. They're purists. Yeah, Star Wars purists. Uh, yeah, pure, exactly. Star Wars pure trash. And it's funny because the Star Wars community, they're purists, but yet the superpowers community, they're very accepting. I have
absolutely. Well,
nobody has ever.
part of that's because it's so damn hard to get what we need, and
Yeah,
and actually, like for instance, I just replaced Superman's cape with one of your long capes, so he can have a long cape instead of that little short cape like
right.
the came with. We're looking to make our figures look as comic accurate as we possibly can with the best possible goods. And right now, you're the man with the best possible goods.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I do it with a lot of love, man. I'm really glad that I can provide for you guys.
Well, I know that this has to be a work of love because, I don't know, and it's none of my business and nobody else's business either. But you know, you got to make a living, and you're doing this for a living, and I don't know if you're getting the orders in that it's necessary to pay the rent or not. But if you're not, you need to get over to Cape Master right now and get your soft goods so that this man can buy baby a new pair of shoes.
Right, right, right. I appreciate that, Bill.
And Wilhelm says, pretty clear that your product is to enhance collections. That's correct. It's not
Yeah,
to replace, it's to enhance. It's not to try to gyp somebody by replacing something and then trying to act like it's the real deal. As a matter of fact, we talked about that in the green room as well. There are differences between these goods and the original goods, and it's that way on purpose.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, I don't want anybody to get confused with my product and think that it's original. So I always try to make it a little different.
Yeah, and it's always going to be that way, people.
Yeah,
And there's nothing wrong with that. And as far as action figure photography goes, when you put these things on your figures and you take the pictures of them, it's going to make your figure look 100% better.
yeah, for sure. That's the goal.
And I know that you have some things that you need to do today and that you had to get off by 11. It's about 15 till. Just let me know whenever it's time for you to pop off.
Yeah, I can hang out until 11.
Okay, that's cool. Cause and guys, if you've got any more questions for the Cape Master, be sure and post them in the chat, and we'll get to them. Salzburg says toy repair replacements bring trash toys back to treasured toys. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
We don't want to throw those toys away. We want to bring them back to life.
that's right. And a lot of times collectors like me, when we have our item, we want to display our item and we don't want to sell it to anybody. I'm not selling my stuff. My stuff stays right here until I die. Then I'll be dead. Then I won't care what happens to it.
Yeah.
But until I die, it's going to be treasured by me and put on display. And if I can enhance my display in any possible way, that's what I want to do. And if I want to put a different cape on Superman, by God, I'm going to do it, and nobody's going to stop me. And if it's going to be a replacement cape on Superman, I know the man to go to, and it's this man right here, the Cape Master.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it, Bill. But go ahead.
Awesome stuff, Bill and Michael. Nolan says the only people that get mad are trying to sell you vintage for thousands. Absolutely. Yeah. That's another thing that happens over there on the evil big auction site is people tend to think that what they have is worth a lot more than what it actually is. And that's why you see cyborg figures selling for $1,000. That's why you see the little gun from Castle Grayskull vintage set going for $35. And that's why you see a Batman cape going for way too much money. And there's no need in that. Just go to the Cape Master and get you a better cape. As a matter of fact, like Grindhead Jim was asking about the wired capes, and you do sell those wired capes. If you want to get a cape that goes on your Batman to make him look like that cape's coming out at you like that right there, I bet Michael can cook you up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like there's actually one of my customers on Instagram. His name is Let's Toys, and he buys a lot of my wired capes, and he does really awesome photography. He's always displaying my capes, and where Superman is flying, and you see the cape flapping in the background, or Batman. So I get really excited when I see my customers display my capes like that.
My Skeletor has 2 capes, says Bruiser Brawler, so I'm always looking for more. Yeah, if you want a cape for Skeletor or for Keldor, and you want a cloth cape for him, I bet Cape Master is the man to go to.
Yeah, I actually make a purple Skeletor cape, and then I also make it with a hood. So there's a hooded one as well. I also make it in black. That one doesn't sell as much, the black one, but it's an option.
Hey, and if you guys are doing customs, Lee Customs is doing a Skullman head, and if you need a cape to go on your custom Skullman figure, I know Michael's doing a Skullman cape. It's going to be vinyl though, but it's going to be like the original.
Yeah, actually I do have a Skullman red vinyl cape, and it's super cheap. It's only $5. I have that in my
$5.
Yeah,
that's pretty cheap. So when you're cutting that vinyl, are you cutting it with scissors? Or are you using like an X-Acto knife? Or when you cut vinyl, what are you using?
I have professional scissors. I don't use an X-Acto knife or a machine. I do have a cutting machine, but because the fabric is so small, in diameter, it's really hard to use the cutting machine. So I use professional scissors for that.
And Wilhelm says it must feel awesome seeing your creations posted online.
Oh man, I love it. Like I said, I feel, I'm getting goosebumps right now because I just get really humbled to see that. I'm just really, it makes my day, every time I see that.
I can imagine so, man. I really can. And like I said, you are a celebrity here in this house, and the way that you've set things up where we can make our collections even more awesome. We can do custom figures with your work, and it's just great to have you in the community doing this work for us.
Yeah, It's a pleasure, guys. It's a pleasure.
And Bjorn Jorgensen wants to know: do you use a rotary cutter?
No, like I said, I use professional scissors. I do have a cutter. I have the cutter here in front of me. I have this. This is a professional cutter. I use this.
Wow.
This we use for our wedding dresses, but it's too. The blade is too big because to cut because the fabric in diameter is when I'm cutting capes it's too small. So I use professional scissors.
Bruiser Brawler, I can feel new characters coming together from my own universes. We're sitting here, yes, making awesome stuff, even more awesome. So back to making these things. That small work that has to be done, like to make the ninja or hoodie. I mean, how do you have a tiny sewing machine that you put that in?
The sides of that shirt I use a machine. I use a sewing machine. But the hood, I actually sew by hand.
That's hand sewed. I did
hand-
not realize that.
Yeah, that's
wow.
Yeah,
and that material is so interesting. It doesn't fray like normal material does.
right. That's the secret, man. Just to find capes that doesn't. To find fabric that doesn't fray. If you do have fabric that frays, you have to end up adding seams to them, and that's just more work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've experienced that in the past with some of my custom work using different types of fabric. But in my custom work, I've never been able to find the this is an original cape here. This fabric here that they use, and the fact that you were able to find this fabric is just absolutely fascinating to me.
Yeah, the fabric, the original fabric is a little bit different than mine. My fabric has some stretch. Let's see. I think I have an original Batman here.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is an original Batman. It has it has very little stretch.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is. That's in the original. And then here's my cape here on this Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And this has some stretch to it.
Okay.
But it's not the same material.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean my fabric is better quality from the stuff that they made in the 80s. So.
Margot says the double layer blue black Batman cape Michael made looks amazing on his custom superpowers Batman.
Awesome.
Yeah. I've had a little tour of Largo's collection. The Patreons all get together sometimes, and we all we do this like we're doing today, but we all get together. It's like a Zoom call, but it's on StreamYards, and we get to look at each other's collections. And I've seen Jim's collection, and it's mighty awesome down there in the country of Guatemala.
So Largo, does he have a YouTube as well?
You can answer that, Jim, but I'm not aware that Jim actually has a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
But he does pop into our Patreons occasionally and talks with us. He's originally from the state of Tennessee, but he met a lady and they moved to Guatemala, and that's where he lives now.
Yeah, you know what? Like El Salvador and Guatemalans, they're fierce. They're fierce collectors, man. They like to get really expensive stuff, like tiger sharks and all like the rare figures. They're hardcore collectors.
And Wilhelm says when he tried to make a cape following an online tutorial, the result was hilariously bad.
Yeah, I've seen some of those tutorials where they use glue, and it's weird. It's weird. So
and Largo says he does have an Instagram, Jim Largo 42. And Kate Master has an Instagram as well. I think I've subscribed to you on Instagram here today, as a matter of fact, because I finally found your Instagram. Well, awesome. It might have been last night when I was setting all this up for today's show, but I did put your Instagram down in the description for today's show. So if you guys, when you guys get through watching today, hit the description, go in there, find all of Kate Master's social medias that I put down there. I'm sure there's more. I probably missed your Facebook page, but if you have one.
Yeah, no, I do have Facebook, but I usually my Facebook is linked with my Instagram, so anytime I post something on Instagram, it automatically goes to Facebook.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So
and that's probably a good idea.
yeah,
Once social media, there's so many different social media sites. Uh, I just got to the point where if I can figure out how to, like if I post a video, I can automate the posting to elsewhere. The more automation, the better. It's not that I'm lazy. It's just that I don't want to do all that tedious work over and over and over again myself.
right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you can get a shortcut through, then it's save some time.
And Lack Sivrak, of course, being Lack, says, I'm a big cape proponent. Can Mike make me a real cape to wear? Let me answer that for you, Michael. Lack, money talks and bullshit walks.
Yeah, I haven't made a human sized cape yet, but I'm sure I can pull it off.
I know he can pull it off, but you're going to pay for it out your ass. I can tell you that right now, Lack Sivrak, my friend, my buddy, my old pal. If you got the bucks, I'm sure Michael can work out a deal with you.
Yeah, I'm reasonable. But
That's right. Money, 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 money,
yeah,
money.
that's funny.
Dan's got to pay his bills, folks, and he's not out for being cheap. So he's not being cheap by making this stuff for us. He's making quality products. So spend the money. It's well worth it.
Yeah. You know what? Hopefully one day I get to actually meet Todd McFarlane.
I hear you down there, Lag.
because of his screw up, it was a big blessing, on my end.
So yeah, so everybody stop whining that McFarlane stuck those pins through the fabric of his ribbon capes that look like crap. Because now you can go buy replacement capes from Michael and help him pay his damn bills.
Exactly. Oh, Bill.
Let's see, Largo, Elvis in a Vegas style cape. I can dig it.
Right.
And I'm a working guy, but I ain't cheap, says Lax Sivrak. All right. Well, it's getting about 12:58. I don't want to kick you off the show. You can stay as long as you want, but I don't want you to miss your appointment today either, Michael.
Okay. Yeah. I think I think this is probably a good time. Yeah.
Well, it was good having you. If you have any final thoughts, just shout them out real quick before you let yourself out, man.
All right, brother. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, once again, thank you for having me on your show. If you ever want me to come back on, I'll be more than happy to. And yeah, I mean, if you guys want to reach out to me, you guys can reach out to me on Instagram under The Cape Master. My website is also thecapemaster.com. My eBay store is also The Cape Master. I have all of my inventory on my eBay store. There's just a couple of stuff that I need to transfer over to my website, but you guys can reach me there. But the best place to reach me at would be through Instagram. And I'm going to try really hard to provide more content on YouTube as soon as I get caught up.
Matter of fact, guys, I was over his YouTube channel the other day, and he does have some reviews of the new McFarlane toys up on there. Like I said, go subscribe to him, watch his videos. Will wants to know if you will be able to come back on the show again. I think you just answered that. Yeah, anytime you're welcome to come on. A lot of times I pin post the StreamYard link up at the top. So if you happen to be in the chat of one of my shows and you want to pop on, just hit that link if you see it up there and just pop in the chat, man.
Will do, brother.
And Lack says, great to meet you on Instagram. My stream isn't over yet, Nolan. I've got a lot of stuff that I want to do, but I wanted to get Cape Master on first because he has things that he has to do. So yeah, man, it's good to see you. And like I said, you're welcome on the show anytime you want, and just come back anytime. And I hope you have a wonderful day, man.
You too, man. Hey, it's been a pleasure. And now you guys know who the Cape Master is. Like I said, first time showing my face. So I'm a real person.
Yeah, yeah, and make some real quality goods too, man. Good to see you, and we'll see you next time you're on.
All right, Bill. Hey, it was a pleasure, man. See you next time, brother.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right, bye now.
All right, that was the Cake Master, folks, and I'm just excited and tickled that I was able to have him on the show with me today. And let's see what's going on in the chat. Laxiv Raxan, all copacetic. Largo says you make the coolest cats on the Bill Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures chat. That's correct. Going to hit him up for a Baker cape, says Falt Salzburg. That's great. And what a great guy and an awesome guest. Yeah, I love having guests on. Trust me, we're tickled too. What a coup. I'm going to tell you, Grindhead Jim, I'm not afraid to ask somebody to be on my show. And I just asked him and he said, yeah. So that's how I got him, to tell you the truth. All right, guys. So what do we want to look at first? Do we want to open King Randor? Do we want to look at Ninjor? Do we want to look at some of the stuff that I got from Talos Dream Shop? Just let me know in the chat. And Largo says, by the way, I love the upgraded Orko trick. While you guys are thinking about what you want me to show next, I'm so tickled about that Orko trick that I want to show you guys again. And if any of you missed it, I'm going to show it right here on the show real quick. It doesn't take me just a couple of minutes. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to show the Orko trick again. So here it is. 1, 2, 3, and go.
Originally, Orko came with a magic trick, and I even performed it for you in a video. But today, I'm going to show you a different way of performing it on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures.
And our evil warriors are gone, replaced with our heroic warriors. And inside that deep, dark castle dungeon, we're going to find that's where our evil warriors ended up. Skeletor, Beastman, Merman, and Trapjaw. Hope you enjoyed it. Improved Orko's magic trick. There we go. I decided to show that one more time. I hope you guys liked it. So far, everybody wants to see Randor from what I can see in the comments. Largo says a 3-way battle, Doctor Strange, Orko, and Burger King. Jim, did you message him there about getting a MCU Doctor Strange Legends comic accurate cape. That's cool, man. And as Largo says, at no time during the performance of the trick did Bill's hands leave his wrist. No, but I will apologize. I was exposed to some crap at work that's made my hands look horrible. I don't know if you can see it in the light or not, but I've got this rash that's across on me, and there's some on my arm here and here. And I apologize that my hands look so horrible in that video, but there's nothing I could do about that. And also, I was accused of cutting the video by somebody. I don't know who actually did that. Thank you for sticking up for me, Jim. There's no cuts in that video at all. As a matter of fact, some guy decided to ride by on a four-wheeler while I was making the video, and you can hear the revving of his engine in the background. And Grindhead Jim says, look at it this way, Bill. It just proves that those are actually your hands. Actually, yeah, those were actually my hands doing that trick. All right, so you guys wanted to see me open Randor, so I'm going to get right to that. So I'm going to take my little banner off the screen here. By the way, I do have my Streamlabs up, streamlabs.com/weirdfantastictoyadventure/tip. If you guys want to help support my channel and you don't want to subscribe, but you just want to give a little bit of money, anything will help, and I appreciate that. So let's get over here and get the toy cam going, and I'm going to sit here and get Randor out and open him up for you guys. So first of all, I want to tell you that the Randor that I have here came from Big Bad Toy Store. And as anybody who ordered the figure from Big Bad knows, when Mattel issued out the stuff to Big Bad, they told they sent them the international packaging. So Randor here is in the international packaging. So instead of saying retro play up here, includes comic, and it says that in two different other languages. Of course, we have the 40th anniversary here in the corner. Masters of the Universe, King Randor, and it's supposed to say something underneath here on the American packaging that it does not say there. The picture that's on my thumbnail does show the U.S. packaging on front, and on the back it says a bunch of different languages, words, and I think what it's saying is a mini comic included. And we have Randor here holding his spear, and let's see who all we have in the background. This gargoyle guy over here, I don't know who that is. Somebody in the chat may know. Let me throw up the comments here so we can see what people are saying. And this is a Minotaur. Is that Manitor? Is that his name? I can't remember. And we have Buzz Off and Stratos back here. We have a golden lady back here in the background. There's a palace guard, and there's a shaggy man back here in the corner. Let me see if we can get it on the camera right here. I can't tell who that is. And, of course, we have Randor holding his spear, and another picture of Randor underneath there with no words telling us what these pictures are showing us. But I guess it shows us that he can move around. And here's the Cross Cell, King Randor, Digitino, Whiplash, and Trapjaw are all the figures. The mini comic version of Trapjaw are all the figures that came in this wave. All right, Grindhead Jim says that nondescript gargoyle man, if you don't know who he really is, people will call you a poser variant. Okay. Somebody just did something. Oh, Largo gave me $10. Thank you, Largo. I appreciate that. That's great. Thank you so much. All right. I think it's a She-Ra character. Okay. All right. So let's get to the meat of the bones. All right, Jim. Here we go. We're going to rip this package smooth open. Just getting down in there with my thumb and pulling that cardboard away from that plastic. And first of all, we got a mini comic with, of course, no word balloons in it. And let's pull Randor out here and get cardboard out of the way. We got a spear back here, and we've got this rubber band that's got to come loose. Get that off of there. Come around here and get that rubber band off. And he's got those foot ties on. So let's get the spear out first. There's a little hole back here in the back, and as you can see, they've really learned their lesson on how to pack these accessories in. And the cape, of course, is going through the vinyl. I'm just going to pull that out, and then I'm going to get his feet across here. More plastic to get rid of. And here he is. Now, the question is, does the crown come off? No, it does not. But it does look like it might be separate. I don't know, but I can't tell whether it was glued on or not, but it does not come off. And of course, his head is removable. We'll take his head off and take a look at that cape. Here's the cape, and the rope in the front is attached. It's part of the sculpt. It's rubbery, but it's been painted gold. And look, this is gold, okay, folks? As a matter of fact, all this is gold. It's not yellow, and it's actual gold paint. So that proves to me that Mattel knows what gold is, and they could have made that T-Law using the same gold paint, but they did not. That would be T-Law that came with Zor. So he's got the same articulation as all the rest of the figures. I can't tell whether these are supposed to be his legs, his brown legs, or whether that's supposed to be pants, but they're not the same color as his hands, so I'm going to assume that he's wearing an orangey brown, maybe tan color pants, along with his repainted Jitsu armor here, and he's got a red shirt on, and gold cuffs, and his hands, and he does kind of favor the Burger King. I'm going to have to get a burger for him to hold. I've got one around here somewhere. I just couldn't get it dug out in time for this show. He's got a golden spear. It's made of a plastic. It's cast in this almost translucent color. Almost translucent. And let's see, have him hold that spear in his hand. And there we go. There's our King Randor, everybody. And we'll take a look at the mini comic. Of course, it has the little sheet back here in the back attached. It shows us all the parts that are removable. It's got the cross cell on the back. It features Digitino here. And there's no word balloons, so we got everybody in the castle, Orko, Man-at-Arms, Digitino, King Randor, and Tila. There's a loud thum. Tila looks startled. King Randor has got a clenched fist. And we see in the Rotons attacking is Whiplash, Trapjaw, and it looks like a Skelecon. I can't tell. In the next picture, we got an explosion. Digitino's on the computer. They go outside with the Eternian guards. King Randor leads the charge. Yes, these are Skelecons, folks. So maybe the Skelecons will be released someday. We hope. The guards are attacking on sky sleds and with weapons. We have Tila, Man-at-Arms, and Randor attacking a Skelecon. Randor and Tila, another Skeleton. We hear another foom, another explosion. Man-at-Arms looks startled. There's Whiplash and Trapjaw. Digitino comes out and points at them. Whiplashes his tail towards Digitino. Digitino does something with his eye. Maybe he's making some calculations. And he rushes towards Trapjaw, and he hits him in all the right spots to tear Trapjaw completely apart. And then shaking hands with King Randor. The day's done. Everybody's going to jail. They're all cuffed up. Sun Man comes, and he and Digitino get into this portal. And then we have some teases over here that look like some Snake Men. And there is the mini comic. All right, so let's see what we got going on in the chat here. I wonder if that's supposed to be the Snow Beast. And Randor deserves a cape upgrade. I am continually impressed with Mattel's upgrades to packaging. I like the way that they're packaging the accessories now. Salzburg, if anyone still needs one Masterverse Battle Cat, $20 online at Target. All right. And Largo says Randor wears legs, pantyhose for extra support. All right. Work with Joe Namath. You're showing your age there, Largo, and I am too by understanding that. Salzburg says that looks like Starman's staff. It does, but actually it's modeled after the original Castle Grayskull spear that came with the weapons rack. I don't need to see what Nightbot's saying. According to Adam from Radical Toys, letting Whiplash drive the Roton is a good way to get whiplashed when you crash. And Grindhead Jim says, well, now I'm going to have to get a duplicate of a figure from this wave from a retail store so I know what the fuck's happening in the comics. Big Bad Toy Store got the EU version. It did. And actually, I think I pretty much got the gist of everything when I went through the comic with you guys, but some words would probably help. Speaking of Adam over at Radical Toys, he and Motu Joneser got together and put together this little deal here that I'm going to show real quick. So you guys watch this. Hope you guys enjoy that little short there. So now that King Randor is out of the way, we're going to put him back here in the background for just a second. One of the first things that I got here recently, I got this shield here for Baltar to hang on to. And I went over to Talos Dream Shop and picked up a couple of things. If you remember in the original mini comics, Tila had a spear. Well, now my Tila has that spear, and I got it in gold. And I already had this sword, and that is the Talos Dream Shop sword. Of course, I painted it up myself and gave it a silver blade and put some real gold highlights on it, and gave some little leather color there to the handle and put some gems on it. So now she has a sword, and that's my custom Tila figure who now has, oops, there she fell down, who now has her spear to go with her sword. And I also bought a loaf of bread for $1. And of course, it doesn't come painted like this. It comes in a kind of a chocolate brown, but I painted it with some model paints. I kind of gave it a lighter color around the edges and a darker color at top. And I painted the top where the little slits are in the loaf. And it also comes with a slice of bread. And this also, it comes in the chocolate brown all over. I painted the inside white because, you know, it's white bread, Wonder Bread. And of course, I painted the outside crust to match the way the loaf looks. So, and that's my custom tallow stream shop loaf of bread to go with my $1 who's still in his packaging back there in the back. And while Cape Master was on, I talked about having a cape that I got from him for Superman. This is the Cape Master long cape that Superman's sporting here. And I recently picked up a Robin, Toy Biz Robin, and he didn't have a cape with him when I bought him, so I had to get a Cape Master replacement cape, and that cape just looks awesome. And like I said, I had the Batman animated series Robin, and here is the two-sided cape that Cape Master made for me, for him. And Ninjor here is wearing the Ninjor hooded shirt. Underneath the plastic outside, the shirt has this emblem on it. It looks like it's maybe either screen printed or ironed on. I can't tell. And said, Bill always loafing around. Thanks there, Largo. Appreciate that. And anyway, I like I was telling Cape Master, I wanted kind of the best of two worlds. So I put the shirt on Ninjor, and then I put the plastic outside on him, and underneath there is the Lee Custom head, so that if I wanted to remove that hood, you could see his face underneath it. And I think that that Lee's job looks much, much better than this. So we'll bring him up a little closer where you can see. Just wonderful work there by Cape Master. Superman and Robin fell. They're going to just stay there for now. And last, I'm working on a custom Beastman, red Beastman. And if you remember, I had Lee on the other day, and we talked about that red Beastman head. And he has that head available. If you go to his eBay store, he's selling those red heads. And he actually has a video out on his YouTube channel showing you how he made his custom red original mini comic Beastman. And I'm following his instructions on that. And I do have the Beastman armor for Origins coming from Chop Shop Toys, who sells this stuff individually. And of course, I got the arms on here. I painted those myself from some mini comic Stratos arms that I bought from Chop Shop. So that's there. No, and that's pretty much what I've got going on these days here at Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures with my custom work. So you guys just let me know. Largo says that you don't pull on Superman's cape, you don't spit in the wind, you don't pull the mask off the old Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim or Bill. And so is Beastman a ginger? Well, Beastman is red in the original mini comic, all over red. And that was based upon some of the original pictures. And he became orange later on. I plan on doing this. I don't know when I'm going to start, get the first video out, but I'm going to do a series of videos that I'm going to be releasing where I go in depth into the original toy storyline. I'm going to go through the in depth my thoughts on these, the reasoning behind some of the things that I say. Like, for instance, I call Zoar a he because on the original packaging it said he was a he. So the Zoar was originally supposed to be a male bird. And I'm not trying to disparage anybody else's thoughts on this or the filmation, which I absolutely adore. But I'm trying to recreate in my play and in my toy adventures, which are weird and fantastic, the way I played with my toys as a child. So, and my reasoning behind the thoughts that I have. And like I said, I'm going to go step by step, and I'm going to start with the first 4 mini comics, and I'm going to do one show on each one of those where we go page by page. We look at the pictures and the words on each page and dissect what was going on. And you have to remember the comics were written before the figures were ever released. And when Glute wrote those stories, I don't even think that he had much to work with except for an idea. And Alcala had just as much input on that as he did, because he had to take the Mark Taylor's pictures and interpret what Glute had written. So I don't know whether the drawings came first for the mini comic or whether the storyline came first. That's something that's been lost to time. And I hate to break it to you guys, but it's still out there. You have to go over to the Wayback Machine to find it. Somebody did an interview with Glute about that story, and he was just a hack making some money, and he admits it. He said, "Look, I really don't remember much about it. Don't really care. I just made a few bucks off of writing these stories." So he wasn't much help on trying to figure this stuff out. So it's up to us to fill in the blanks. Boba Hicks, man, good to see you, man. Good to see you. And Bruiser Brawler says, yes, our visions are similar. Thank you, Air Bruiser. And Bjorn says he'd love to watch that. Yeah, the problem is I have to find time to actually sit down and get my thoughts together on that. Actually get a soundtrack going and then overlay that with some pictures. And like I said, when my neighbors decide to ride 4-wheelers around, that means that either you got to go with that with the 4-wheeler in the background, or you got to recut it again. So, there's a lot involved. But yeah, that's my plan. And I don't know when I'll get the first one of those released or how long it's going to be between them, but that's my plan. All right, guys. Anybody want to add anything to that? Say anything to me? Talk about some stuff. We've been on for almost an hour and a half. Matter of fact, if you want to, I will put the StreamYard link back up and get the tip message off of there. And you guys, if you want to get on the StreamYard with me, I'd love to have anybody that show up there. That if you would like to hop on the channel. Let me paste this in here and post it. And I'll go ahead and pin that up to the top. There we go. And Jim says, Bill, you rule, and that's all I got. Well, you rule, brother. You rule. And I enjoyed being on the Patreon last night with Jim and your Patreons. And I hope that little tidbit that I sent you in the email showed up about what suggestion that I had. Yeah, and it's always fun hanging out with you two there, Largo. And I hope you enjoyed me having Cape Master on today. And one more thing before I go, and I need to shout out my daughter. My daughter went and bought this for me. Now, of course, we all know I already have one, but this came from my daughter, so it's special. So I've got a boxed Supermobile. I probably will leave this in the box, and it will be part of my collection forever and ever and ever. It's joining Superman and Batman back here that are still on their card that Bjorn Jorgensen sent me. I appreciate that, Bjorn. And Bjorn's also sending me a Flash, and I just can't wait to get that Flash. And if you missed today's show with the Cape Master, watch the replay when it comes back around. I loved seeing everybody today. Glad y'all could show up. And I'm going to cut this one short. So remember, together we shall triumph, and we'll see everyone next time.
Special thanks to these supporters on Patreon. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like and subscribe and share the video.